Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We have two very special guests, Lily and Lauren, two young girls from the Bay Area who are doing something so special. Their story captivated me, and I know it'll captivate the hearts of all of you watching. I am so proud and excited to be talking to them today about how it was that they got this whole project started and who helped them get to their goal. And here we go with Lily and Lauren. Are you guys ready? Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I really am so happy. Like I mentioned to you before, Monica sent me your story and I was just super blown away. I think that you two have such a beautiful story and message to tell to our country. And not only that, that you're so young and you're already doing so much good for this country and for the world. And we could all learn something beautiful from both of you. So to kick the interview off, I'd love to ask, how did you two meet?
Well, we met in preschool, and we were about 2 years old, and we were just playing in the sandbox.
We were sitting across from each other, and there was a shovel, and I picked it up, and I scooped up some sand and dumped it on her head. And
how did that become a friendship?
We kind of just saw each other every day, and just hang out, and we still do all the time.
Amazing, amazing. So like I was mentioning in the intro, right? Like you guys decided to do something so beautiful. Why did you choose this cause, and why did you choose Raíces as the nonprofit that was going to get the proceeds from your project?
We chose this cause because the little boy in Texas was raising money to help Trump build his wall, and we wanted to do the opposite of what he was doing, and that was reuniting families.
It's one of the few that donates to the families and the kids that have been separated from their loved ones because of the border. And me and Lily don't like how they're locked up in cages and going to these camps.
Yeah, I think Raíces is doing a beautiful job in helping reunite these families. So thank you so much for doing your research, right? Doing your research and choosing the right organization to give your proceeds to. So who had the idea to provide churros and Mexican hot chocolate?
We talked about it together for a while because we wanted it to be more than just hot chocolate.
Yeah.
So that's why we came up with Mexican hot chocolate.
My family owns a churro business, and we just decided to put it in because it's a new thing to try, and it's from the culture that has been separated because of the wall.
Yeah, I think that Mexican hot chocolate and churros, you can never go wrong with that, right? Like I think it doesn't matter where you're from, something sweet and warm at this time of the year always comes great, and for a perfect cause. So thank you so much for doing that. So I had the privilege to come see you guys in action. There was not just you two. When I saw the post, I was thinking it's just going to be Lauren and Lily giving out churros and hot chocolate. But to my surprise, there were so many people, and it was so beautiful. I saw moms and dads and youth and church members. How did this come about? How did so many people get involved?
We got a crowd coming. We got Jenny's Churros, the Alphabet Rockers, and some of our friends to support us and my brother because he wanted to be in here. Yeah,
I saw him on Sunday. He was very busy, helping out a lot.
We got the Boys and Girls Club to come and support us, and also the First Unitarian Church is where our second location was.
Yeah, and how did you guys feel having so many people involved? Did you envision that when you first had the idea and brought it up to your parents, like we want to sell hot chocolate and churros for this cause? Did you imagine that these many people were going to be involved?
No.
And how did it feel? How does it feel to have so much support?
It's amazing because a lot of people don't think that kids can be activists. But so it was just amazing to have a bunch of people come out and support us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just proud of our community to come and just support us for this.
Yeah, I think that also even for me personally, when I came to see you guys, my idea was I'm just gonna come, shoot a couple hours of B-roll and then head back home, but I couldn't leave. It was just so contagious and it was so beautiful, the energy, the people, just helping, and I think it was one of my favorite Sundays thus far. So thank you for providing that space and that energy for a good cause, but also for community to come together and be around each other. So thank you for Of course, of course, of course. So, okay. So this kind of brings us back to so you mentioned it briefly, right? Like how did you choose the places to sell? Because you sold twice to reach your goal. How did that come about? Did they reach out to you? You reached out to them?
Well, the first location, which was a freight and salvage, my mom has like a good connection with the person who runs freight and salvage. So like once we realized how big the stand was gonna be, we had to have a bigger place to sell our stuff, like bigger than in front of my house.
Yeah.
So like we just asked the freight and salvage because they love supporting us and they're just really nice people and very helpful.
Nice.
Yeah.
When you guys kicked off this campaign, it was people donating in person and people also donating online, right? On Sunday, when we met to do your second sale, you made an announcement. What was that?
That we just hit $10,000.
That's huge, right? Like that was your goal on GoFundMe. You guys are, what, 10 years old?
Yeah.
And you raised $10,000. How does that feel?
Amazing. Like I really didn't think you could raise over $1,000 with hot chocolate. So the fact that we reached like above $10,000 is just so amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself and Lily and whoever and everyone else who helped, because it's not just me and Lily, it's everyone who come together and helped us to make this possible.
Definitely. Yeah, I think that what you guys are doing is definitely a testament that when people come together, things can happen, right?
Yeah.
And no matter how young you are and no matter what goal you set, it could be reached when the community comes together and supports one another. Now that you've reached your goal of $10,000 and your campaign, what's going to happen next? Are you going to keep raising funds for it? Are you going to start a different project?
Well, we don't know yet. We haven't discussed anything, but if something new that pops up and we want to help and we don't think it's right, we want to do something about that.
Yeah, like, but we still might like continue fundraising for like this cause. But if something comes up that we think is really important, or if we do some research on some things, I really hope that we can do another fundraiser for other things.
So this is only the beginning, right?
Yes,
this is not the end.
I really hope this is the beginning.
Great, me too. I hope so too, because you guys are doing amazing work. In terms of like people that you aspire to be or look up to, who is that one person in your life, or whether that's like somebody physically in your life or someone that you look up to that you haven't yet met? Who are they and why this person?
Well, who I look up to is my dad, because he helped us make this possible. He woke up really early. He made the churros, the hot chocolate. He helped to get ready. And yeah, I love him.
Oh, that's so sweet. I think it's super important, and what a blessing, right? What a blessing to have someone that you look up to and admire so much be in your home. So go Dad. Thank you.
All my teachers, I really look up to them because their work is for helping people. Like what they're doing, like they're taking their time to help us learn and get educated, which is just so amazing that they are willing to help us.
Yeah, I think teachers are like superheroes, right? Like I mean, also me growing up, I remember, and even to this day, there's a couple teachers that I still stay in touch with because they made such an impact in my life and because you spend so much time with them, right?
Yeah.
And when they're good teachers, they really make an impact in your life. And I'm so grateful that you have teachers, right? That you can that you look up to and that really love you. And I think we need more respect towards our teachers and better wages. I love what was happening like in Oakland where like they were on strike to get because I feel like they deserve all of that, of course, and more, right? Like teachers, I feel, are the backbone of this country. If there were no teachers, especially public school teachers, we wouldn't be we wouldn't have the opportunity to get educated.
No.
So I think that's a beautiful choice, and something that us as a country need to sit down also, right, and think about how to better treat our teachers in the education system. What is the one message that you have for young people like you?
Like stand up for what you believe in and try and make a change, and like see if you can like do a stand or a fundraiser to help benefit like just what you believe in.
If you want to make a difference, go out and do it. Don't be scared, and anything is possible.
Yes.
That's correct.
Okay. So as you guys know, our country at this point, and I think the world, is going through a very difficult time. What are some words that you guys can give to our country in this moment, or just something that when you guys are going through like a tough time, like what makes you feel good?
Well, they came here for a better life, but they're just, the kids and the parents are just getting the same life. It's all because of the wall and the camps, and the kids locked up in cages. That's not right.
Yeah, so let's try and be a better country, and let's just stand up for each other and care for each other and stick together and just love each other and try to help each other through what we're going through.
Definitely. Thank you so much for your wise words at such a young age. Okay, and finally, what is one call to action that you can give to our audience?
Even if you feel like you're small and you can't do anything, still try to make a change and try to help what you believe in.
If you see something that's not right in your opinion, go out there and try and make it change.
On this next segment, we're going to invite the moms of Lily and Lauren to join the conversation. So thank you so much, Jenny and Zoe, for joining us. I wanted to bring both of you into the picture because I think it's super important to show not only our audience but the country, right? The power of what it is and what it's like when parents support their children's ideas. So if you could just tell me a little bit about how you as the parents got involved with the idea of Lily and Lauren.
The girls are always together.
Yeah.
And they have lots of big ideas. And I know that when they're serious, we can tell. You know, when they come to us and it's not fun and games.
Right.
They're serious about it. They were serious about this, and I think Jenny and I have similar parenting styles that way in terms of that age between 7 and 11. Those kids have a lot to say. They know a lot, and just to be willing to take them seriously. That's why it felt easy to be involved. My parents took me seriously when I had an idea, and I'm trying to offer that to my daughter, and Lauren might as well be one of my own, and vice versa. So when the two of them have an idea, I feel like as a parent, my job is to take them seriously.
I think a lot of it came about also because they did notice a post, and I think that was their call to action. And it was just a matter of them getting together, doing some slime time in the room together over a table of slime is how the idea, how their idea really flourished.
Yeah.
And how do you say no to someone who is trying to right a wrong?
Come on.
Yeah.
So that was basically our call to
Yeah.
action. I think a lot of us have been pretty active, whether it's direct or indirect,
Yeah.
but to have this opportunity to have my daughter and her bestie, which is kind of like my other daughter, have this amazing idea and just kind of flip that lens as
Yeah.
opposed to having the little boy with the border. They opted to flip that.
Yeah.
And to really focus it on children, which currently have no voice.
Right.
And so this was their opportunity, and so.
And I think that's the beauty of this project, right? That it's not adults helping children, it's children helping children.
That's it.
Yeah.
With the support of the parents, right? And I think that that's really what captivated me, because I'm also a mom. I have a 3-year-old, so very soon I hope to be doing the same and supporting my daughter's ideas. And in terms of like just like you guys as parents being involved, I'm assuming you have very busy lives. You have a lot to do, running up and down, especially Bay Area traffic and schools and activities.
Yeah.
How do you find the time to really sit with your kids and know when these ideas are serious and when it's not?
I mean, there's always, always have to carve a certain amount of time for everything. I have 2 kids, so carving enough time. Now, as I always say, it's not always equal, but it's equitable, right? In terms of being able to spend time with them.
Yeah.
So I have to do what I have to do. I'm raising 2, I don't call them U.S. citizens. We're not U.S. citizens, we're global citizens. And so to do that, I have to be more engaged.
Right.
And so in our household, I mean, my husband is very engaged. He does a lot of youth development. So that's another part, and that they see. It might not always be as direct,
Right.
but they see the impact.
They have the role model
Yes,
at home.
absolutely. So it comes in waves,
Yeah.
right? It's just being able to make that time.
Yeah.
I like to think that the kids know the door is open. That sort of just the way that Jenny and Michael, Lauren's father, and Jenny all parent is that their ideas are welcome. So the door is always open. So for us, because we're on the go a lot, these conversations often happen in the car.
Okay.
From one place to another, where the door is open, we're both still, we're just in the car, and we have a chance to open up to each other about what's been going on. Sometimes we get lucky, it happens over dinner.
Yeah.
But between schoolwork and rehearsals and practices and various other things, I guess I like to believe that Lily knows the door is always open for me to hear her. So I think a lot of her ideas show up when she's trying to get ready for school. Brushing teeth is a good time to start talking to me, which I find kind of funny. But I think a lot of her ideas come out right there when she's getting ready for school. But I've never seen the girls stop when they have an idea or a thought. They just come immediately. Hey, we were thinking that. Okay, well, what does that look like?
Yeah.
You know, and in your head you start calendaring.
Right. Where
When
is
they
this going to
say
fit
it.
in?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also think, I know, number one priority. I'm not a young parent.
No, they're not.
Yeah, this is number one priority, right here. That building the global citizens that she's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like their world reality to be drastically different than mine. I don't dislike my country. I love my country. I love my fellow man and woman. I would like it to look different for them, and so they have to do that. So
Right.
this is my number one priority. Yeah.
And on the note of always having the door open and that they know that it's open, how do we as parents build that foundation so that kids know that the door is open, right? Because I mean, I think I'm asking in a perspective of a young
Sure,
mom
sure.
and a young parent. I would love to be a parent like you guys, teaching my daughter,
Thank you.
you're not a U.S. citizen, you're a global citizen. How do we help and serve our people, our neighbors, but people around the world? So how do we build that trust?
I think for myself at least, I always tell people, even I tell everybody, like it's a collective effort. So I didn't do this all by myself.
That is the truth.
Right? And I look back, and even when they were doing the stands, you know, a lot of their preschool teachers still reached out to us, and they were like, "This is amazing. This is great what you're doing." I'm like, I didn't do it all by myself. My
Yeah.
husband and I did. It's a collective effort. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the foundation was really built amongst their peers, amongst the teachers, you know. So they have a lot of people that have influenced them, and it's just a matter of us kind of formulating a stronger foundation, right?
Yeah.
By having, you know, various conversations, exposing them a little bit more to what is really happening, but
Sure.
at their level where they can understand.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I mean, interesting that you say at the level that they understand, because I think what we've been gifted with is a kind of dialogue with our girls that maybe allows us to take it up a notch. So, I mean, I'm trying to think of a nice way to say that we don't really have to ratchet down very often for the girls.
Yeah.
I mean, we're reasonable. I agree with Jenny wholeheartedly that it's a community effort.
Yes.
And so your question was, as a parent, it's learning to balance trusting the people that are around your children and then allowing those mentors that you can see have a different vision or a new and exciting idea than what you have. I know that both the girls have mentors in their life that are much younger than Jenny and I, and we're pretty young, right?
Yeah.
Right. So,
Yes, you are.
but that are younger than us, and I know Jenny does too, stay really open to the fact that they have new and fresh ideas. They understand the way that the young community is moving and shaking in a way that I don't necessarily. And I want them in her life.
Yeah.
I want her to be able to hear those other voices. I mean, they're sponges.
Yeah.
They're listening to all that. They know what they like and what they don't like.
Yeah.
And I think as a young parent, it's about trusting your instincts around the people you surround your child with.
Yeah.
You know, I think some of the best advice I ever got was be careful how you speak to your children. It becomes their internal dialogue. And I realize it's true. I hear my own parents in my head all the time when I'm making decisions or trying to do one thing or another. And I know that. I know she hears me in there when she's out in the world. And so those other voices that are coming, those are part of that internal dialogue. So I feel like Jenny and I have a similar bent on who we allow in to participate and trying to stay open, but also, balancing who you trust to come in and become part of that internal dialogue.
Yeah, and I think to piggyback off of that thought is, how do you choose the people, right? Like, I think you mentioned it in your previous comment where it's like, follow your instinct. But is it just instinct? Like, what else have you guys found in the people that you've surrounded or allowed the people that surround your two daughters with?
It changes as they get older.
Yeah.
When they were younger, I was much more selective.
Okay.
As she gets older, I have some faith in her instincts as well. And she can say to me, I don't feel super comfortable in conversation with that person or something like that. But
I have to give like credence to my daughter, right? She also has to kind of trust her gut, you know, and who she feels very comfortable with and who she doesn't. And I just have to stand back and see what's going on. And from there, I can see whether it's her body language or, you know, even having a conversation with someone, whether that's necessarily someone that I want in her circle or if I don't. And so that's really how I judge it. So
we are also both fearless. If one of the girls comes home and says, so-and-so told me that XYZ, and I don't agree, or Jenny doesn't agree, so-and-so is getting a phone call or a text or something like, I need to check in with you about how you deliver this message. You never, ever be afraid. I don't think we're confrontational as much as we are like, I've got some clarifying questions because this is how my child received it.
Right.
So I want to know how you intended it, and then we'll take it from there.
Sure.
And there are people that get cut off.
I bet.
but that's kind of how we met.
That's
right?
true.
With that
How did that happen?
sandbox thing. Oh my goodness.
Through the sandbox thing?
Through the
Well,
sandbox.
you know, they have all the hair in the world. And there was so much sand. It wasn't like one cup. It was like half an hour of pouring
on
cups of
each
sand
other's.
on each other.
They were taking turns, actually.
Oh, yeah, they sure were. It was totally mutual. And I felt terrible.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know Jenny and Mike that well, but I sent an email like, I'm so sorry. Because for me, dealing with that afterward was like a 5-hour process to get it out of her hair.
They mentioned that.
They had Lauren's sister Alexis living with them at the time. She hadn't left for college, and she was in charge of hair. And so they were like, no big deal. She got the bath. It was fine.
Right.
But that's how we became friends. I was like, I need to check in and tell you I'm so sorry my kid poured sand all over your child. That was a long process.
So funny.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for being the moms that you are, the leaders that you are. And I think the role models and influences that you are to your daughters, because it definitely reflects on them what you're teaching, and whether that's like literal or hypothetical. Like they're seeing it through you, through the people in your home, through the people that you've chosen to surround them by. So I thank you for that. I think it's something that all of us can learn from and just be more conscious about, right? Like as parents, as human beings, our youth, I feel, is what a lot of times we say, like it's our future, but I feel that they're our present. And these two girls, I think, are the embodiment of that itself, right? Like you guys are not like, oh, in the future I would like to make impact. You guys said, no, I'm going to make impact right now.
Yeah.
And I think that that's beautiful. And that's thanks to you guys in the back.
Well, can I offer you something back?
Yes.
That you are taking our children seriously.
Yes.
Enough so that they are here present in this experience. This is not every 10-year-old's experience.
No.
And so as parents, I know I am incredibly grateful that you chose to spend time with our daughters, because this is proof to them once again that their ideas matter and they should be taken seriously. So
Thank you.
your parenting is already
It's already showing, right?
Thank you.
Thank you so
To
much.
give children credence for what they're doing and really credit and recognizing their power as an adult really factors into what they will become eventually. So for that, I am very appreciative.
There you are in their internal dialogue, right? There you are, swimming around.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, ladies, for coming and spending a little bit more time with me today. And I'm so excited and honored that you guys are the very first episode of season 1.
Yay!
So that is all.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you, everyone, for coming, for joining.
Very
I really
happy.
appreciate all of you guys taking the time. And I think, like I said, something beautiful that we can learn from these girls, that it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter where you are, as long as you're surrounded by the right people and you have the right mindset, anything and everything is possible. So I encourage all of you, and whether you're a youth, you're a child, a parent, a community leader, reach out to the children in your community, take them seriously, and back them up on their ideas. And we hope to see you next week. Till soon. Bye-bye.